I wasn't doing nothing wrong. I was just visiting my mom.
I hear you talking like a roundabout, shouting it out, trying to sell some tickets to your big grand show. Well, I've been front row, oh yeah, and I want you to know you're just a circus act, right into town on an elephant's back. Look like a clown when you're mixing up the facts. I don't believe the word you're saying. Ha! Oh no. You always miss your curfew. Said you weren't out chasing tail, but I ain't buying that, no. Even if it were on sale.
I just ran a little late, darling. Why is that so alarming?
I hear you talking like a roundabout, shouting it out, trying to sell some tickets to your big grand show. Well, I've been front row, oh yeah, and I want you to know you're just a circus act, right into town on an elephant's back. Look like a clown when you're mixing up the facts. I don't believe the word you're saying. Ha! Just a circus act.
I know I only get a small part of this song, but I'm telling you, baby, you got it all wrong. Please take me back again. Oh, 'cause I can't stand just being your friend.
I hear you talking like a roundabout, shouting it out, trying to sell some tickets to your big grand show. Well, I've been front row, oh yeah, and I want you to know you're just a circus act.
오후 세션을 시작하겠습니다. 첫 발표로는 고려대학교 박진호 교수님의 발표가 있겠습니다.
Chúng ta sẽ bắt đầu session buổi chiều với bài thuyết trình đầu tiên sẽ do giáo sư Park Jin-ho của Đại học Hàn Quốc thực hiện. Xin mời ông bước lên sân khấu.
Okay, good afternoon. I'm Professor Park of Korea University. Today, I introduce Sokuram Temple in Korean cases. Based on this experience, we have carrying out the Vietnam Hue project lasted 20 years. Today, I would like to show you in my experience. First, in case of Korean first cases, Sokuram Temple, UNESCO World Heritage Site. For our project, we will introduce Sokuram Restoration Project, one of Korea's representative digital project. It was about 8 years Silla Kingdom. That is about 1,300 years ago. So, Sokuram Temple 2024. For a long time, it is impossible to see the inside of Sokuram due to the glass wall as you see. The visitors, foreigners cannot see the original Sokuram inside because of the for conservation reason. So, this was the beginning of our digital research. Actually, Sokuram Temple is so outstanding, it's very beautiful. Buddha, 39 Buddhist sculpture. As you see, the main Buddha and the backside Buddha. The shape of Buddha, face. First, we started a 3D Sokuram data project like this work. The existing laser scanning techniques is extremely used to produce many kinds of 3D. That is about 2011. That cases our work, like this one, like that one, so like that one. After this acquaintance, we finally 3D data acquired. Like this data, like data. So we will convert original data in gigabyte, the 3D model, Sokuram. New technology has been applied since the 3D exhibition. As you know, the Sokuram archiving operation were carried out this as VR project. The real data is a virtual data. Now, this device is VR, virtual travel experience. So we made about virtual experience hall 2015. So in 2015, with the virtual reality era, finally VR exhibition center was planned. Yeah, audience, instead of real Sokuram, they can experience about exactly real as it were. So what is next? We advance next a great XR Sokuram Temple. So with the advantage of XR technology, Sokuram Temple was producing using XR. I give an XR lecture on Sokuram Temple to the Korean Broadcasting JTBC. I give an XR lecture on Sokuram Temple to Korean Broadcasting. Let's see.
현재 멀쩡히 남아있는 문화재를 디지털로 만들기도 합니다. 어떻게 보면 이건 디지털 복원이라는 것보다 디지털 재현. 그것이 바로 우리 강연 내내 보고 있었던 바로 석굴암입니다. 자, 그러면 아까 우리 아쉬웠던 39개의 석굴암 불상 중에 가장 백미이자 가장 대표적인 것입니다. 자, 석굴암 본전 불상 보시겠습니다.
오.
오셨다.
와, 존재가
우와.
진짜 멋지다.
거의 이게 약간 저희랑 대비했을 때 실제 크기 정도인 건가요?
실제 석굴암은 이 아래에서부터 본전불 머리까지 6m.
네, 크긴 엄청 커요.
엄청 커.
그리고 이 바닥에서부터 지금 저 화면 위에 도움이라고 보이십니다. 천장을 마감하는 돌인데요. 거기까지 9m.
Yeah, we planned another Sakram Exile project. We call it Exile Birth. The Gyeongju is historical site in Korean South Korea to tour the historic site. That is our imaginary Sakram Exile Birth. Actually, Exile Birth is operation in Suwon Hwasong in Korea nowadays. I share one of examples about Suwon Hwasong Exile Birth today.
(1795년) 8일간의 화성입니다.
수원의 新しいことが知れてよかったです。韓国の技術がすごくって画面が綺麗でびっくりしました。
我是第一次乘坐这种巴士，我感觉挺好的。下次有机会我一定会再乘坐。
이런 버스
Yeah, this is Sakram Exile Birth. Okay, we have gonna draw the VR and the ribbon in the Exile era today, but we will soon in the next AR. So it's another chapter 2. I will introduce my Vietnam Hue project since 2007. Vietnam Hue project. Hue City, as you know, is about central Vietnam. 150 years before, it was a capital of a Nguyen dynasty in Vietnam. And here, near the Hue, inside Hue and outside, it was dominated by UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1993. But one problem is begun. The capital, the imperial city, was destroyed due to the Vietnam War. It was due to bombing by the U.S. Air Force. So you just only about the front gate and the main building. That's it. Where is another 8 buildings? Where there was 8 buildings 1,100 years ago, there is only 2. The first gate, Omen Gate, still remained. The beyond the Omen Gate, we see the Kuncheonjeon Palace. And where is another thing? People wondering, tourists wondering. As either historical background, 8 buildings, beautiful palace. From now on, just 2 remains. Beyond that was empty places. So we brought 8 lost palace back to life through digital restoration. Okay, upper, just 2 buildings still remain, 2024. Down is about 100 years before at the time of Ungyan dynasty. 8 palaces there. So, right side, we are restoration, the video at the time of Ungyan dynasty. The digital restore video installed in 2008, still used Son and Web Imperial Palace. It was 80 years later. That is a video clips. And around the world, the people enjoy like a time machine back to the past, 100 years before at the time of Ungyan dynasty. And then 2017, it is a new project about this. It's the first VR cultural heritage experience center in Vietnam. It was joint project between Korea, YSD Cooperation, and Vietnam HMCC. It's a great soccer director, Park Hang-seo, is it right? Park Hang-seo over there, he was experienced there, where we are experience center. This is what the VR Experience Center looks like. Even in Korea, there is no cultural heritage experience center like this is 2007, where Imperial City is the first permanent cultural heritage VR center in Asia. I will show the video clip about this project. Let's see together. Okay, beyond the VR era, the era of XR technology has arrived, and we conduct the XR Tour project, another advanced project. This is XR contents for tourists.
네, 지금 보시는 이곳은 유네스코 세계문화유산인 베트남 후에 황성 내에 있는 VR 센터입니다.
I showed the XR project, Where Imperial City. This is Where City and the bird eye views. The emperor of the Ungyan dynasty, long time ago. Now it's augmented reality we called another XR content. This is AR glass devices.
중에, 네네. 이렇게 안경을 끼고 후에 황실 내부를 돌아다니면서 사라진 건물, 현재 있는 건물을 이런 식으로 표현하는
AR 컨텐츠도 올해 서비스를 하게 되었습니다. 자, 걷다가 XR 만안경을 쓰고 보면 여기 센터에서 먼저 이 안경을 나눠주고요. 관람객들이 가다가 안경을 쓰면 자, 현재 모습의 황성이 아니고요. 현재 모습의 황성이 아니고 옛날 So in 2017 an experience center using VR technology was created, but 2021 it was upgraded to experience contents using XR technology. So what is the next? We will propose the tomb of Kaidin XR bus. It's a great tomb in Vietnam history, Kaidin. He was made Kaidin Imperial Tomb. It is UNESCO World Heritage Site. This is design of XR bus design. So, storytelling royal ripe in Hue based on the Vietnam record of 100 years ago. In Kaidin, Imperial Mausoleum is numerous. We can only see in human height. I'm at 117 centimeters, just only viewers. But we just only about the man's viewing. But I suggest another way, like this one. However, the Kaidin examples can be seen above the Kaidin Imperial Tomb as a bird, as a sky. As the bird flies into the sky, you can see the entire view of the Imperial Tomb's Kaidin. Vietnam has many UNESCO World Heritage Sites. We hope that to be able to tour around Vietnam, so many things, for example, for palace or imperial city with the XR technology. Okay, it's my last proposal. We experienced already VR, AR, MR, present time or XR. What is the next? What is the next? I'm sure next thing, AI and AI contents. Have you been before the travel of Gulliver? That is Gulliver. Gulliver travel story to Yuldo is work of fiction. This is Laputa. His Jonathan Swift is English novelist, was by 300 before. There was giant nation, small nation, Laputa, Yahoo, something like that. The story begins with the promise that Gulliver has gone on another journey. He's not an Laputa. He challenged another journey. The last place Gulliver arrived was a country called Yuldo. Yuldo is our Joseon in Korean novelist space. Right side, Gulliver and his book. The story is that Gulliver's final journey does not end in Yuldo land of Laputa. Another story about Gulliver, the story about visit to new utopia, Yuldo Island. 2 weeks ago, I made the AI movie, Gulliver Travel to Yuldo. It was made by just 6 days, just only 6 days. In case about the computer graphics, something like that, it takes a time of 3 or 2 years, but it very shortly, just only 6 days. The story about Gulliver. There is a scene in the middle of a movie where Gulliver and Hong Gil-dong join together. The story begins with Gulliver who left England. He was near the Japanese water and being wrecked by the country of Yuldo. That is war, invasion of Japanese army. There is a scene in the middle of a movie. I show it a small size video clip.
What the hell it is?
It's not computer graphics anymore. It's not a computer graphics. It's 100% AI movies. We hope that Vietnamese VR and AR and movies will also be made with generated AI in the future. We are thinking about the VR and XR. AI civilization is just begin. So I hope that Vietnamese VR, AR is good. And we, next generation, generate AI in the future. So, time is almost. In my conclusion, the past time, since 2016, we already experienced VR time, AR time. The present, I mentioned many XR projects, Sokuram, Benefit projects. 2024, these days, we watch XR experience. But what is the next future, as you know? And the next future will be the AI era. Thank you so much.
박진호 교수님 발표 감사합니다.
Xin cảm ơn bài phát biểu của giáo sư Park Jin-ho.
다음에는 한성대학교 김호용 교수님의 글로벌 서비스 협력을 통한 가상융합 경제 활성화 방안 발표가 진행됩니다. 오늘 직접 자리에 참석하지 못하여 녹화된 영상으로 대신하겠습니다. 앞쪽에 설치된 스크린을 봐주시기 바랍니다.
Tiếp nối chương trình là phần trình bày của giáo sư Kim Ho-young đến từ Đại học Hansong sẽ thuyết trình về phương án kích hoạt nền kinh tế hội tụ ảo thông qua hợp tác dịch vụ toàn cầu. Vì giáo sư Kim Ho-young không thể trực tiếp tham dự ngày hôm nay nên bài giảng này sẽ được chiếu qua video. Xin mời quý vị cùng theo dõi.
The core of what I will present today is to create a successful model of global service that combines global cooperation and content and technology as a way to activate the metaverse and the virtual convergence economy that are currently somewhat stagnant. As an overall table of contents, as you see, I would like to look at the current status and outlook of global metaverse services, confirm the importance of content and technology convergence services, and present the role of the government for this, as well as global cooperation and the expansion plan. Then let's first look at the current status and the outlook of global metaverse services. Currently, metaverse is going through a transitional ups and downs in the process of moving away from the excessive expectations of the early days and finding the right market. The term metaverse is also beginning to be understood as a concept, and now terms such as XR and virtual convergence economy are gradually becoming established. Looking at the corporate aspect, major metaverse companies are running at a loss and existing services are being terminated. Of course, there are companies that are announcing and preparing new services, but they seem to be taking a more cautious stance than before. In terms of technology, the technology for implementing metaverse services is somewhat complex and immature, so there were limitations in terms of user convenience. In terms of technology, since we are continuously developing new technologies in the XR field and conducting technological innovations through AI, I think the problems with technology will be sufficiently supplemented in the future. The problem in the market is that there is no killer content and the public's awareness of the metaverse is not high. To make the metaverse more familiar to the public, the development of the entire ecosystem, including content, is required. With items that could be game changers, including Apple Vision, continuously coming out, this advantage is sure to have a positive impact on the market. The current global metaverse industry is in a situation where it needs to overcome the chasm. But the global metaverse market size is expected to continue to grow in the future due to the rapid development of digital technology such as XR, artificial intelligence, and the blockchain, the increase in global demand for immersive, non-face-to-face services after COVID-19, and the increase in the introduction of metaverse to various industries. In addition, it is judged that the development of services that enable global cooperation can become a new growth model for the metaverse in the future in the situation of limitation in services through self-platforms. Currently, global metaverse services are provided by global companies through their own platforms. For example, Roblox, Korea's Zepeto, and Caribous, which recently opened in Korea, are representative examples. However, these few platforms alone have limitations in driving the growth of the metaverse. Each country in the world has its own characteristics and strengths that form a virtual convergence economy. Some countries have a good technology, some can invest a lot of capital, and some have a large consumer base that can utilize metaverse services. If these mutually advantageous elements are connected through cooperation, it seems that new metaverse service can be created and the growth model can be created. This can grow the economies and the various industries of both sides. Next, we will look at the importance of content technology convergence services while promoting such growth models. In order for users to have a similar experience to reality in virtual space, they need to increase their sense of immersion. And this requires a combination of high quality content and the latest technology. For example, if content such as games, education, and entertainment are combined with AI, blockchain, and real-time rendering technology, users will be able to have more immersive experiences. In addition, the metaverse, which combines AI and data analysis technology, can provide customized content according to each individual's tastes and behavior patterns. For example, it recommends virtual worlds or events that match an individual's interests, enabling richer experiences. Services that combine various contents and technologies are also important factors in the areas where metaverse platforms interact and expand. If services that combine technology and content in various fields such as games, education, healthcare, and shopping are operated in the metaverse, their scope of use will be further expanded. In this way, today's content and technology convergence services can be said to be a key element in building a metaverse ecosystem that enriches user experience, create economic opportunities, and can expand into various industries. This can also be said to be a key method in creating a global service success model. Before talking about global cooperation, let's talk about the role of the government. Ultimately, actual cooperation will be between companies and educational institutions and research institutes that are the main players in industry. But in order to cooperate in various fields and create actual global success stories, initial economic support from the government and continuous interest and policy support are necessary. In order to activate the virtual convergence economy, it is necessary to establish a virtuous cycle process in which R&D supported by the government leads to commercialization. Through this, it seems that our efficiency of technology development will be increased and convergence with various contents will be possible in the commercialization process. The government's efforts are also necessary for the virtual convergence economy to overcome the chasm and achieve stable and sustainable growth. The most important thing is the government continued interest and support. In addition to recognizing the virtual convergence economy as a single digital infrastructure, it is necessary to support continuous R&D budgets and commercialization support that matches the characteristic of the virtual convergence industry. In addition, the support for long-term commercialization plans will be necessary so that the convergence of actually technologies and the government's role is to help create synergy through cooperation between various industries, support the discovery of sustainable business models based on various approaches and policies, and promote innovation through fostering startups. According to various reports, major countries are making mid to long-term investments in core technologies for implementing metaverses such as XR, and are leading the creation of a business environment. By promoting various policies to support the fostering of industries in preparation for the coming era of virtual convergence economy. In addition, global cooperation is very complex and requires overcoming many obstacles due to the difficulties arising from different culture, languages, and social and industrial structures, as well as the participation of various entities. In this respect, government-level responses and the utilization of government network can be of great help to companies. Now, I would like to give my opinion on global cooperation and expansion plans. A global cooperation seems to be possible between two countries, one country and multiple countries, or multiple countries and multiple countries. As an example, if we look at the cooperation structure between Korea and other countries, Korea can create a successful cooperation model with countries that can provide capital and platforms because it possesses excellent content and technology. Through this, it is possible to pursue common goals and digital innovation and technological development of the industries of both countries, establishment of a global cooperation network, economic interaction and value creation, and fostering global talent are also helpful areas for both countries. In order to achieve this common goal, it is also necessary for industry and academia to cooperate based on the virtual convergence economy ecosystem of the two countries. Industry and academia can develop balanced technologies between research and commercialization, which will allow them to create a standardized content and technology integrated global metaverse service cooperation model and secure global competitiveness. In addition, the role of leading VR and metaverse companies that will realize this cooperation model will be important. No matter how good the policy and the model is it must be easy to apply in the industry and help the ecosystem to a virtuous cycle. So the participation of companies that can prove this in the early stages is very important. One company that is preparing a new metaverse platform in Korea is establishing cooperation plan with foreign governments and companies to build a global metaverse platform and preparing for practical business cooperation. In addition, we should steadily promote the establishment of global service model that integrated content and technology for global cooperation. And in addition to establishing an industry academia research cooperation system for practical research, we should allow many companies to participate. In order to spread global achievement, we need to share the importance of global service innovation research that integrates content and technology and continuously promote global research cooperation. Research results should be shared not only domestically but also with the overseas government and companies. And the competitiveness of global metaverse services should be strengthened. In conclusion, in order to activate the virtual convergence economy through global service cooperation that integrates content and technology, it is necessary to develop services that integrate innovative content and technology. To do this, it is necessary to design an interaction model for advanced content and technology and include various technology utilization methods. In addition, platform-based service development and data analysis related technologies are also necessary. It is necessary to utilize AI technology to enhance services as an intelligent metaverse and strengthen digital twins to make access to the metaverse easier and more convenient. In addition, it seems necessary to popularize the content of spaces within the metaverse by applying high-quality graphics. This is also related to the digital twin mentioned earlier. In addition, creating an environment where users can actively engage in economic activities can be said to be the most important factor in activating the virtual convergence economy. If we create a cooperative plan including global joint research in service development and service advancement as mentioned earlier and build service models that are competitive in the global market through this, I believe that a virtual convergence economy will soon receive attention again and be reborn as a service that the public responds to.
김호용 교수님 발표 감사합니다.
Xin cảm ơn bài phát biểu của giáo sư Kim Ho-young.
다음으로는 IPD의 띵반협 교수님의 발표가 이어지겠습니다. 그러면 띵반협 교수님을 단상으로 모시겠습니다.
Tiếp theo là bài thuyết trình của giáo sư Đinh Văn Hiệp đến từ Viện Quy hoạch và Kỹ thuật Giao thông Vận tải. Xin mời giáo sư lên trên sân khấu.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to stay here and present something from Vietnam to you. I am Đinh Văn Hiệp. I'm from Hanoi National University of Civil Engineering. And today I will show you about the issues for sustainable smart city in Vietnam. How about the policy? How about projects that we have considered so far? And also, we can show you a strategic orientation to develop sustainable smart city in Vietnam. Okay, so we are facing the same problem with urbanizations. And as you know that we facing problem with traffic congestion, environment pollution, and source test like resource management, and also for social health. Yeah. And how we can solve this problem with for urban areas. So we need to focus on environments in the mobility, accessibility, like for traffic problem or transportation in urban areas, and resource management, and distant infrastructures, and government and public service, and livable, how we can have a very good health and livable environments. So I repeat again, we are focused on how we can reduce traffic congestion. I think that you come from Korea and other country, you are, when you come to Vietnam or in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, you are facing a lot of problems with traffic congestion, and also with environment pollution and resource management. Also, we try to how we can improve our quality of life. Okay, so we have mentioned from 2010 how we can develop a smart city or sustainable smart city. However, from 2020, we provide some practical orientation how we can develop smart city. And our government also try to focus on the policy, on the mechanism, and some planning, how we can develop a smart city in Vietnam. As you can see here, we have some milestone. Of course, we start from 2010, but in 2018, we have one of my milestone to issue the edition number 950. That's our Prime Minister make a plan how we can develop smart and sustainable urban areas or smart city. And then in 2020, our government also issued about a national strategy on the 4 industrial revolutions. And we choose to 2030. And from 2022, we issue some Prime Minister issue a national strategy for digital economy and digital society development to 2025, it means next year, and orientation to 2030. Of course, so far we have issued some official decision and letter. And here we so far we have a lot of activity to discuss between the professor before mentioned about how we can integrate between academic side, industrial, and government to find the way or to find the effective way to develop smart city in Vietnam. And in Korea, we have established a Vietnam Korea Smart City and Construction Technology Center in Vietnam. And we just opened from this year. Yeah. I repeat again about this decision number 950. It means the milestone for the development scheme of smart city in Vietnam to 2025 and vision to 2030. And I have mentioned in my slide and in the detail information, but I only focus on some main issue here. In this one, we focus on smart city development. How about the digital infrastructures and social economics and development and innovation for industries and sustainable development and cyber security. Okay, now I move to the lesson policy that our government have issued so far. Our government cover the area for smart city, social economics, green and sustainable development, and digital infrastructure and innovations and cyber security. So I have summarized all the related documents from our government here, so for the reference. Another milestone, I mean that's an important decision, that's for 411. So in this one, our government provide the views, visions, and goals for development of decent economy and decent society. Yeah. And we focus on the key industry and the field, how we can develop our country related to smart city or sustainable smart city. And another one, I repeat again for the decent number 450. So here we focus on industry 4.0 and reducing the pollution and environment pollutions. And other one about the decent information and innovation and network security, how we can concern about the network security in terms of smart city development. Next is I show you some projects for sustainable smart city in Vietnam. And so far we have more than 100 smart city projects in Vietnam, cover from the north to the south of Vietnam. However, these projects are still individual and still neither basic or separate applications. It's not in the platform or in the comprehensive basic. And I need here, I mentioned here in Ho Chi Minh City, as some project, and you have you see some client and provider. And this is for the smart urban traffic management and operation center in Ho Chi Minh City. And information security center and like software and park operation in Hanoi City also. And we have some project in Hanoi City, and we call that a smart city. And this in Da Nang City, yeah. And this is other city in Bình Dương City. We also have some project we call it smart city or related to smart city. And in Thừa Thiên Huế City, and that we have the first presentation that we apply some somehow the smart city application for smart city related to the tourism. And I would like to emphasize on one of the smart city that funded by the KOICA from Korea in Tam Kỳ City. Tam Kỳ City in the Quảng Nam, next to Da Nang City. And this one starts from 2021 to 2025. Now I think everything almost set up. And I was involved in this project together with SC Smart City company from Korea. And in this project, we focus on traffic management and disaster management, because in the middle area of Vietnam, the people there face a lot of problems with storm and the typhoon. Yep. And we need to focus on how about the weather, how to the weather forecast, or how we can manage for the disaster. And in this area, we have some landscape and historical like Huế or Da Nang or other area. So we focus on the tourism, how we can develop the tourism service and healthcare, like medicine. So this is the area for the smart city that they introduced in Tam Kỳ project. This is a room that we can monitor all the city in Tam Kỳ city. And I just show you the. Okay, so now how is my main information in my presentation today? How about strategic orientation for sustainable smart city in Vietnam? Okay, so as you know, as I mentioned before, smart city projects in Vietnam are still separate and individual, not to be adapted according to master plan and strategy platform like architecture, national, regional, and local. And they focus on smart city service, but not paying enough attention to development of urban technical infrastructures. And some cities are still in hurry to deploy smart city. They do not fully understand the content, meaning of smart city deployments. And some cities have not been proactive and proficient in setting specific goals for smart city deployments. Because each city, they have different areas to be applied smart city or smart technology. And not paying attention to necessary of forming a database infrastructure and not having a database development strategy. The factor of linkage and coordination between regions have not been considered in the smart city deployment process. Of course, this one I have mentioned from 2021, 2022, and 2023 in my presentation. And we do the short analysis. We emphasize on the trends. Now our government pay very strong attention on investment in smart city developments and for the four industry. And we have opportunities that like the international organizations and the foreign government like Korea very interested in Vietnam and want to do something for smart city in Vietnam. And we can have some investor and business investor and technology company. They want to have some activity in Vietnam for smart city. And also, but the witness one that our government needs to do something for master planning, for city platform, or for distant database platform. Or we have to pay attention on the human resource. Human resource for the development, also human resource for the sustainability management. Because when we have smart city, how we can OMM, I mean that operation and management of the smart city. Now we need to prepare the human resource. Yeah. And here is the institutional policy. So I need here some the main issue like the master plan and mechanism and policy to meet the practical requirement of society and the market. And we need to have some criteria and standards for smart city. And we have we need to promote cooperation between domestic, international enterprise, and organization. How we can do, how we can develop smart city. And for the strategy and finance, and we need to make the roadmap, like the short term, medium term, and long term. How we can develop the smart city by making the very clear targets strategy to implement sustainable smart city in Vietnam. and we can develop the mechanism to mobilize capital for the investment. How we can make the investment between private sector and government sector and public sector. Okay, maybe all of you know that to develop smart city, we have 3 levels. The first one is for the infrastructures, like city infrastructure, ICT, geography information, and the second one is the data. Without database, without data, we cannot do anything for smart city. Now, we develop IoT, data sharing, so the service, as I mentioned before, now in Vietnam, we focus more attention on the service rather than number 1, number 2 here. Yeah. And I show you here. How about the tree? We cannot see anything under the earth underground, but the distant data platform near the roots of the tree, very important one. So it can make the flower, it can make the fruit, yeah. Without the roots, without the distant data platform, we cannot do anything. So our team, we propose the technology solution to integrate digital, I mean that the building information modeling, BIM, and geography information system, GIS, combined together with artificial intelligence, AI, for urban planning and infrastructure architecture to create smart city in Vietnam. So we were awarded a prize in 2023, last year, about this our proposal. And it's very interesting that as we have a first presentation, we mentioned about the 3D scanner. For 3D scanner, we can make a digital database for the building, for infrastructure, for the heritage, and for all the infrastructure. So from that, we can create digital data platform for smart city. And here, you can we have some information that in Vietnam, we have a Vietnam Laser Innovation Center. And Vietnam Digital Data Center from Viettel, we have a 3G, and VNPT, and CMC. So now, our government also focus on how we can develop infrastructure, how we can develop the database. And from that, we can have a fruit for the smart city development in Vietnam. Okay, these are my conclusions. Also, this media news in Vietnam, from Ministry of Constructions, just last year, just last month, in 8 October, so MOC issued the official dispatch number 5722. So from this one, MOC emphasized on the key tasks on smart urban development for promoting the vision 5950 Vietnam Sustainable Smart Urban Development Project for the period to 2025 and orientation to 2030. So in this letter, they mention almost all what we have discussed before. It means that our government very active and very prompt, responsive for what we discussed about smart city development in Vietnam. It means that our government very, very strong by attention on develop sustainable smart city in Vietnam. And all of this information I have mentioned in my presentation. And thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you.
띵반협 교수님 발표 감사합니다.
Xin cảm ơn trình bày của giáo sư Đinh Văn Hiệp.
다음에는 성균관대학교 이승민 교수님의 메타버스 규제 전략 발표가 있겠습니다. 오늘 직접 자리에 참석하지 못하여 녹화된 영상으로 대신하겠습니다. 앞쪽 선치된 스크린을 봐주시기 바랍니다.
Tiếp theo là bài thuyết trình về chiến lược quy chế dành cho Metaverse của giáo sư Y Seung Min đến từ trường Đại học Song Kyung Quan. Vì giáo sư Y Seung Min không thể trực tiếp tham dự ngày hôm nay nên bài giảng này sẽ được chiếu qua video. Xin mời quý vị cùng theo dõi.
Hi, this is Seung Min Lee. I'm a professor at Song Kyung University Law School. and I'm very much honored to be given an opportunity to make a presentation on the development of metaverse in Korea. Okay, I'm gonna share my slide and we'll begin with this. So today I will talk about how to be smart on design regulation strategies on metaverse. So let me begin with the background of this discussion. So since the early 2010s, with the emergence of AR and VR technology, significant technological progress has been made. And it helped the XR technology to be expanded, and which led to the spread of metaverse in 2020s in Korea, especially in the COVID-19 era. However, most of the metaverse platforms failed. So except a very few metaverse platforms, the metaverse market is facing a chasm. So there are several reasons for this, but most of all, the most important thing is that the end of COVID-19 crisis. So offline activities resumed after the end of the COVID-19 crisis, and also the cryptocurrency bubble affected the market in an adverse way. And in addition, I think the most important obstacles are excessive existing regulations. So in Korea, I think Korea is a very regulation-friendly country, and sometimes, effective regulations is really useful for fostering market in a sound way, but excessive regulations can hinder the growth of new technology services and even their convergence. Because convergence can be hampered by excessive regulation, because it is not the things that the legislators could expect when they made the rules. So, but they have to be more flexible to cope with the new technologies, but in reality, it's very hard to keep it. But fortunately, generative AI is becoming a new turning point for metaverse. So at this point, so we need smart regulatory strategy. So we have to tell the difference between what should be fostered and what should be regulated. And also, the regulators should be more flexible when they make regulatory methods, when they design regulatory methods. And beside this, there's needs to be efforts from citizens and social perspective. This is also very important to make regulation be more effective. And in Korea, the legislator enacted a special act on metaverse. So the name is the Act on XR Convergence Industry Promotion Act, and this was enacted on February and be enforced on August. And in this act, there are some soft law measures, such as a temporary standard, and it also encourages self-regulation. So I'm going to talk about this later. And besides this, we also need some efforts to mitigate unreasonable regulations in game industry. This is another major factor that is hampering the expansion of metaverse in Korea. And the regulators should be also aware of the potential reverse discrimination on domestic businesses. Because when they are trying to enhance the regulation, it can hamper the domestic businesses because global big tech giants are much bigger than the Korea's local companies. So the regulators should be very prudent because when they make a strong regulation, it could affect the local small business in a much more adverse way. So I'm gonna talk about the educations or ethics because this is really important to make regulations more effective. I'm sorry. So this is not a this is not a law or regulations, but we have to admit that the regulators cannot cope with all the social problems with only with the laws. So most of the cases, in fact, are resolved in social or civil society by themselves. So to make ethical principles, to set up ethical principles can be the first way to make a smart regulatory strategy. So this is important because it can contribute to the realization of constitutional rights that align with the digital age and new industries, technologies, products, and services. And it can also help establishing the boundaries and scope of new regulatory system. And compared to the laws and regulations, these ethical principles on these ethical principles, rapid consensus can be more easily built. And eventually, these ethical principles can help enhance the effectiveness of self-regulation through stakeholder commitment. And we have to also be aware of the importance of the maturity of civil society, because sometimes, in some cases, consumers should be smarter. And so, if we legislators or regulators try to protect the consumers in an indefinite way, that could make consumers more foolish. So, not more foolish. This is not very. This is inappropriate term, but I think strong regulation might make consumers less intelligent. And also, so that's why we have to adopt some measures to enhance consumer literacy and foster societal acceptance of capitalism and market economy. And also, there's another issue. We have to distinguish the defect of the platform from users' misuse. Because if we confuse with this, we are likely to adopt structural measures to ban for broad or absolute prohibition of platforms. But when we talk about user misuse, then we have to design a very targeted regulation for that user misuse. But if we adopt some structural measures against the user misuse, then these structural measures could lead broad or absolute prohibition or platforms, and that could destroy the whole business. And so the government failure or regulation failure can arise from excessive regulation, and this is more serious than market failure. So in Korea, the MSIT set up a metaverse ethical principles in 2022. So these principles suggested 3 core values and 8 principles of practice and 40 practical ethics. So you can check this on the Korean government website. So this is I think this is a very important step to be smarter on designing regulation. So these metaverse ethical principles first explain why are metaverse ethical principles necessary. We can talk about this in 3 points. First, with convergence and integration of information communication technology and immersive technology, metaverses have expanded into daily lives of the public and various industries. So it is now expected to become a space for creativity and innovation. And we can all agree with this. And second, addressing ethical and social issues in metaverse is important. So unethical behavior toward virtual identities and exposure and distribution of harmful content to children and adolescents, and collection of personal data in unprecedented and extensive forms, and inequities in access to metaverse, these kind of issues should be treated, but it have to be treated in an ethical principles in the first place. And there are also the need for establishing ethical standards because this has been recognized. This need has been recognized, and this led to the formulation of metaverse ethical principles. So, how can these principles be utilized? First, the responsibility of adherence is not placed solely on certain entities with metaverse ecosystems. Rather, it emphasizes the cooperation and accountability of all participants in metaverse. And second, because this is a non-legally binding soft law, it can be referenced by participants in the process of using and engaging with metaverses to promote individual and societal safety and public interest. And third, even those who are not directly involved in the development, operation, or use of metaverses, but are affected by them, such as academics, investors, educators, or other interested groups, all of them can also apply these principles. So this can be universal. So let me talk about some details of these principles. It suggested 3 core values. These are sincere identity, which means individuals should independently choose the values and roles in their virtual identities pursue, and these individuals act with sincerity to embody their identity within the virtual world. The second element value is safe experience. This means participants should not face physical, mental, or economic harm, ensuring that they can fully enjoy the benefits of creative and innovative experiences in metaverses. The last one is sustainable prosperity. So the socio-economic benefits of the metaverse should not be concentrated in the hands of a few, but has to be accessible to the majority and continue for future generations. And based on these 3 core values, these principles suggested 8 principles of practice. This is authenticity, autonomy, and reciprocity, and respect for privacy, and fairness, and personal information protection, inclusiveness, and responsibility for the future. So you can check the details, the definition of these 8 principles in this slide. And after the principles were set up, 1 year after that, the government developed 40 practical ethics. So you already saw the 8 principles. So in each principles, the government suggested main ideas and what should be done on I'm sorry, for providers, and what providers should keep, and what creators should keep, and what users should keep. So this is more specified in these 4 practical principles. So, for example, you can see the main ideas of the authenticity in this slide. So that means authenticity means that the main ideas of authenticity is establishment and development of identities, and linking reality and virtuality, and truth and honesty and consistency. And for providers, they should establish a sound identity as a corporate citizen by themselves, and they have to create an environment that respects the unique identity of users. And the creators should establish their own identity as a creator, and users they can grow and develop themselves through self-expression of personal values and self-management. So you can check the details of these detailed practical guidelines. So in this slide, so because I'm running out of time, so I will skip through it. And I'd like to talk about the soft law measures, which is allowed on the Act on XR Convergence Industry Promotion, which was enacted this summer. So the Articles 27 of this Act explicitly encourages self-regulation. There are several kinds of self-regulation, but on this act, they encourages a collective self-regulation through association. So so they allow some associations, such as the K-Meta, to implement the self-regulation. And there's also a provision about temporary standards. These temporary standards can be used for the new service and devices of metaverse. And under these standards, some criteria can be prepared temporarily when the current laws and regulations are unclear in regards to whether the launch or sale or use of new metaverse services or their related product. This temporary standards system was designed to overcome the limitations of the existing regulatory sandbox. And these temporary standards can give the regulators more flexibility to cope with new phenomena. And self-regulation is one pillar of the smart regulation strategies. So as I already mentioned, K-Meta is now doing an important role in implementing this self-regulation. So this summer, K-Meta launched a Metaverse Self-Regulation Committee. And this committee, there are two subcommittees. One is Functional Metaverse Verification Subcommittee, and the other one is Dispute Resolution Subcommittee. So Functional Metaverse Verification Subcommittee is a unique system in Korea because this is important in Korea because we have a very strong game regulation. But functional metaverse is not a game. Yeah. So, but you know, when we use the XR technologies, it is very difficult to what is gaming or what is not gaming. But if we apply the game regulation to all the metaverse, because it is in some ways possible in Korea because the definition of gaming under the current law is very broad and very comprehensive. So it can, so every metaverse which use the interaction technologies based on XR can fall within this definition of gaming, but it is absurd because the gaming regulation has its own purpose, and some metaverse can be gaming, but I think most of the metaverse is not just for use of playing. They have their own functions. So, for example, this is Hello Maple. This is educational. This has educational function, and this is Locus. And this metaverse is has the purpose to train. And this is spatial, and this is metaverse is for exhibition. And this is Soma. This metaverse is for providing workplace in cyberspace. And this is X Stadium, and this metaverse is for providing cyberspace for performance, like sports events or concert or something like that. So these metaverses are not games, but under our current law, there's a potential risk that these functional metaverses can be treated as a gaming. So we need a practical way to distinguish these functional metaverses from gaming metaverses. So the functional metaverse verification subcommittee is established to solve this problem. In this subcommittee, it's not yet launched, but maybe this December or so, or the earlier next year, or January or February of next year, this committee can start their function. So this subcommittee can verify whether some metaverse is functional or not, functional or gaming, and if they decide a certain metaverse is functional metaverse, then they can suggest another content regulation measures or according to their characteristics in replace of the current game regulation. And there's and in metaverse there are a lot of users interaction, so there can be a variety of dispute. So the dispute resolution organization is also needed to foster the metaverse economy. So that's why the K-Meta set up dispute resolution subcommittee. And there's also a legal ground of the Act on XR Convergence Industry Promotion to foster to establish this dispute resolution subcommittee in an association. And Canada is also now drafting some self-regulation guidelines, and they also Canada is also suggesting some self-control of metaverse platforms. So these kind of self-regulation activities can be helpful to for the metaverses to be regulated in a more flexible or more individualized and more appropriate way. And this is the last point. So I'm going to talk about the need to reform the current gaming regulation. So overcome this current excessive gaming regulation, the government, especially the MSIT, suggests a soft law measures, and some of which are have their own have their legal basis on the act, on the new act, and we also talk about the ethical principles. So, but these are very important measures when you think about the smart regulation, but still, we need to reform the excess gaming regulation. I'm not going to talk about the details of the gaming regulation because some of these are off topics in this presentation, but I just talk about one thing which is taking place in Korea. In Korea, under the current game regulation, there's a very strong gambling regulation, but it is weird. It is not well designed. So, because this prohibition by law is only based on some items can be exchanged at for cash or not. This is really weird. So if users can obtain some items in a game which can be exchangeable for cash, then the game will be treated as gambling game. So yeah, this is ridiculous. Yeah, we need to amend this regulation, but still it is very difficult to revise this because in Korea many people have some antagonism against the gambling, but we have to distinguish the real gambling and from the pseudo gambling, or we have to be aware that under the current regulation, even some normal games are now can be treated as gambling games because of this kind of absurd regulation. So we need to touch this. So I'm trying to revise this current gambling regulation, but there still remains to be seen. So, in Korea, because of this gambling regulation, the NFT games are prohibited. You can see this the slide. You can see the 5 stars in this slide, but 5 stars is a name of game which is prohibited by the government. But because in this game the users can obtain NFT when they play, but NFT is exchangeable for cash. So that's the main reason for this game to be prohibited under the law, under the current law. But unlike this, the Spotlight, this is a sports betting game, but this is permitted under the current law because the users can bet some sports games, but when they obtain some when they obtain some reward after the batting, but the rewards cannot be exchangeable for cash. Yeah, but well, they have another way to circumvent these regulation. But anyway, in their terms and conditions, all the game monies or the rewards cannot be exchangeable for cash. So the government didn't have any legal ground to prohibit this betting game. So
지금부터 이승민 교수님 발표 감사합니다.
Dạ vâng, xin cảm ơn bài phát biểu của giáo sư 이승민.
지금부터 10분 브레이크 타임 있겠습니다. 10분 이후에 다시 강연장으로 돌아와 주시기 바랍니다.
Dạ vâng, bây giờ thì chúng ta sẽ có thời gian nghỉ giải lao khoảng 10 phút ạ. Quý vị có thể ra ngoài thưởng thức trà bánh đã được chuẩn bị sẵn ở bên ngoài. Và sau 10 phút nữa thì xin mời quý vị quay trở lại hội trường. Xin chân thành cảm ơn.
아니면 바로? 네, 알겠습니다. 네. 이벤트 이어서 시작하겠습니다. 다음에는 우리은행 최지호 본부장님의 발표가 진행됩니다. 최지호 본부장은 단상으로 mo시겠습니다.
Dạ vâng, sau đây chương trình của chúng tôi xin được phép tiếp tục. Tiếp nối là phần thuyết trình của Tổng Giám đốc Ngân hàng UD, ông Choi Ji-ho. Xin mời ông lên sân khấu.
Xin chào anh chị. Nice to meet you at Global Conference on Virtual Convergence Economy. I am Choi Ji-ho, the head of digital unit at Uribank Vietnam. To be honest, this is my first time to presenting at a specialized forum, so I'm very nervous today. However, I also consider it as an honor to have this opportunity. I'd like to express my gratitude to Professor Wee Jong-hyun and Professor Lee Ho-jin and all the other staffs who made this event possible. And please note that we also sponsored a little bit for this event. Sorry, it's a terrible joke. So, while the other speakers covered the academic topics, but I will be talking about more practical matters. Please consider this session as a light and comfortable speaking to help you better understand of financial trends. Because we are running out of time, I'm trying to cut off my presenting time. Okay. So I will explain the contents of today's expression. First part is introduce Uribank Vietnam and Uri Financial Group. The second part is the trend in the digital finance and fintech, focusing on examples from the Uri Bank. And finally, I will explain the digital transformation of Uri Bank Vietnam. Let me begin the introduction of Uri Bank. I will start by explaining about Uri Financial Group, the parent company of Uri Bank Vietnam. Some of you may not familiar with Uri Bank or Uri Financial Group, so let me give you a brief introduction. Uri Financial Group is a comprehensive financial group that includes not only Uri Bank, but also Uri Card, Capital, Investment Bank, and Securities, and other 14 subsidiaries. Now we are planning to grow non-banking sector like insurance companies. The total assets of the group is amount 672 trillion Korean won, which is about $481 billion. They're running global business in 24 countries and running 518 networks. And the Uri Bank Vietnam is the most important entity. Uri Financial Group is a large financial institution that has been assigned the high credit ratings by global rating agencies such as Moody's and S&P's. Now I provide the introduction of Uri Bank Vietnam. Uri Bank Vietnam is 100% owned by its mother bank and opened its first branch in Hanoi in 1997. After operating a branch of the mother bank for 10 years, we explored the Vietnamese financial market and made the conclusion that it is a high growth and key market. In 2016, we received the full commercial banking license from the Vietnamese government. Since then, the network has been continuously expanded, and as of 2024, the Uri Bank Vietnam has 27 networks around the country. The number of charters still remains in 2023, but we just opened the Southern Bien Dung branch this week, and we will open the Western Saigon branch in this December. As of 2023, the total assets of Uri Bank Vietnam stands for $2.7 billion and growing rapidly. Uri Bank Vietnam is headquartered in Hanoi, and the mission is support economic relationship between Vietnam and South Korea and providing reliable retail banking services to the Vietnamese people. So that was all the introduction of the Uri Bank and Uri Financial Group. Now move on the main topic, the digital finance and fintech. The themes I'd like to cover today is threefold. First, metaverse. Second, STO. And third is generative AI. I expect that many of you are already familiar with these fields, so I will focus on explaining these topics through the actual cases from the mother bank. Let's talk about the case of metaverse in the finance field. Uri Bank has collaborated with a company named Grid, a specialized metaverse company in Korea, and opened the Uri Nuri, a pilot metaverse platform, in April 2023. The key functions of Uri Nuri as follow. The first function is Soho Consulting Center, where we provide financial support and management consultations to Soho customers. I will give you the further information later. Second is Metaverse Learning Center for internal employees, where Uri Bank staff can participate in the training session, and we could perform an interactive lecture through this platform. Third function is a live event stage for hosting the marketing and event activities for the customers. We invited some of customers to Uri Nuri and held an online event with various rewards. The people who participated in and really liked it. Fourth, the counseling corner. For the internal employees, we can receive consultations about their work environment and personal concerns. It was suitable for keeping customers secret, and it was also effective in reducing the resistance. Here is a video showing of our Soho Consulting Center. Through this space, Soho customers of Uri Bank can receive management consulting and tax support and financial consultations. By using an easy and funny interface, the customers are able to easily access to Uri Bank's financial services. Consultants can communicate with customers through the metaverse, overcoming the limitation of the physical space. Customers who used the service were very satisfied because they could conveniently receive the consultations online without visiting person. It saves a lot of time. In 2023, we held a metaverse creation contest for the MG generation clients. With a prize pool of $300,000, lots of sparkling ideas were submitted to this event. We held this competition to collect innovative ideas from the youngest generations, and it received a possible response for the participants, especially the university students. Uri Bank will continue such a contest in the future. Since metaverse can break the boundaries of physical spaces, we expect that digital bank branches based on the metaverse will be launched in the future. In these metaverse branches, financial services will be provided just like in physical branches. However, there will be two types of employees who welcome the customers. The first type will be the AI bankers. Powered by AI technology, AI bankers will handle basic tasks and frequently occurring tasks in bank quickly and more accurately. Second type of bank is the conventional bank, the human staff. Human bankers will have much more time because thanks to the assistance of the AI bankers. Human bankers will focus on the more complex services such as loan and asset management. As a result, customers will be able to receive more attentive and professional care. As the metaverse is based on 100% digital technology, the financial activities in the metaverse are expected to work with digital assets, such as cryptocurrencies, NFTs, and STOs. Although the application of the metaverse in the financial sector is still in the early stage, we expect that technology evolves and social interest increases. More practical financial services will be provided within the metaverse. Now move on to the second theme, the STO. As I told you, STO is one of the potential methods we'll be work with the metaverse finance. STO, or security token offering, is the electronic issuance of securities based on the blockchain technology. The term of token refers to a small piece. It represents a specific rights for the particular purpose. For example, in Korea, many years ago, we had a bus token, which were small coins used to represent the right to ride a bus. These tokens nowadays digitized into digital tokens using blockchain technology and named STO. To be more precise, STO is the process of issuing the digital tokens that represent the rights to various financial or non-financial assets, such as stocks and bonds and derivatives and real estates, even fine arts. The basic concept is the same as the paper securities or the conventional electronic securities, but the difference is that these tokens can be traded in small portions, like Bitcoin. And the transaction can be performed without the financial financial institutions as the intermediaries. By the way, the second characteristic, we can call it DeFi, the decentralized finance. So many central banks does not like the STOs, these characteristics. Most of the central banks want to trade within the intermediary of the bank services to control the financial market. Anyway, we need to back to the topic. So the underlying assets of token issuance can be anything. Let me share some examples of the asset. For example, the first is real estate investment, and that yields the capital gains or rental income can be the underlying asset. Or music copyright also could be. The copyright of music generates cash flows from the Spotify, Apple Music, and so on. And fine arts can be also used to be underlying assets for STO2. The price of fine art will be raises, and you can receive some amount of money when you're lending fine arts for the exhibition. By the issuing tokens that represent ownership or right to cash flow from assets, STOs allows the investors to participate in the fractional ownership. Now let's summarize the benefit of STO. From the perspective of the financial institutions, STOs allow them to attract MG generation customers who are interested in the alternative investments. Financial institutions can also earn commission revenues from the issuance and after then the trading of STOs. In the customer perspective, STOs allow them to tokenize tangible and intangible assets they own, easily converting them into the cash flow. As you know, the fine arts is very hard to change into the real currency. As an investors can access the broader range of access to invest in, so our common investors is harder to access to investing in fine arts too. That could be the example. A variety of investment opportunities are provided to investors with limited funds. This is because they can invest with small parts. As I told you, the feature is the STO could be the fraction and the fractional ownership. Now a new type of financial market can be emerged as in the development of financial market. Here is an example of STO, and this is issuance scene. Though this is the initial screen when issuing an STO. It allows financial institutions to raise funds and acquire pooling multiple investors. And based on that, the STO can be issued. This is the issuing stage. And second stage is for the trading. Here is an example of the trading screen. After STO is issued, it can be bought and sold, similar with stocks in stock market. The price will be determined by the demand and supply in the market. STOs have not yet been fully implemented in Korea. It is underway to create laws and regulations for the new form of the securities. STOs will be only issued after the law is enacted. Last theme is generative AI. The virtual human based on the AI technology can be a type of banker who works in the metaverse branch. Of course, generative AI will be applied to other tasks as well. Generative AI has rapidly grown over the past few years, and the financial institutions have been exploring ways to use in their operations. While many commercial AI systems have been developed, they still face challenges in gaining trust and meeting compliance requirements, especially the dealing with the personal information or the financial data. Global financial institutions like Ally, Goldman Sachs, and JP Morgan and BlackRock have applied AI in various areas, as shown in the table, to reduce the cost and launch new service to attract customers. Key using areas are the customer consultation and marketing strategy planning and develop product and portfolio management. At Uri Bank, we see the 4 main areas where the generative AI could be applied in the financial industry. I'll speak with the bottom line. The first is code generation and validation for IT developers. When developers can write a code, AI can call the basic syntax and detect errors in the code. This is the most practical application of AI in financial institutions. Second part is image generation and content creation for marketing departments. Marketing departments can use generative AI to create the visual contents to advertisement and generate slogans for the promotion. It will also be used to find the most efficient market channels and the target analyzing. Third is the knowledge search. This is for internal workers. AI can help the employees to quickly find complex and financial knowledge by using its search capabilities. This will greatly enhance the work efficiency and accuracy of the internal employees. It stays until the internal, but the last step is for the customers. The text generation and the conversation summarization for the customer communication is the challenging part area. And this is directly connected with AI banker. When a bank applies AI to customer service, it requires a high level of the precision. It's very high. The problem of hallucination, maybe you heard of it. AI, generative AI, sometimes makes the error response. So the highest level is around 80%. So no customer like banker who tells 80% of truth, because that means that 20% of what they say is a lie. So that's why we need the highest level of the precision. This is our potential architecture of the AI platform, a hybrid AI model. It combines both internal specialized AI model and the external, the commercial AI platform like ChatGPT. When you need to handle the sensitive customers' personal data and the financial data, the internal AI system will be used. And when we take over the general tasks, like the offering the macro financial information, external platforms like ChatGPT will be suitable. Therefore, we are considering a hybrid architecture that combines internal and external AI. As a last contents, I will share the brief information of our digital transformation of Uri Bank Vietnam. Sorry, I'm a salaryman. I need some PR of my company. Our goal is to become a familiar and comfortable bank for Vietnamese people and contribute to the development of financial market of Vietnam. Our vision is to become a beyond bank and digitalizing platform. We aim to improve customer accessibility by providing a fast and user-friendly banking app. And second, offering a simple and efficient UI/UX design and provide a variety of lifestyle finance services like the One app. So we are still smaller than the local banks, but we commit to invest in the financial market in Vietnam and contribute to the Vietnamese country. We are looking for your more attention and support. This is all I have to prepare for you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the forum. Thank you.
최지호 본부장님 발표 감사합니다.
Cảm ơn bài phát biểu của ông Choi Chi-ho.
다음으로는 명지대학교 이은지 교수님의 정부 주도 게임 교육 프로그램 설계 및 운영 방안 발표가 있겠습니다. 오늘 직접 자리에 참석하지 못하여 녹화된 영상으로 대신하겠습니다. 앞쪽에 설치된 스크린을 봐주시기 바랍니다.
Sau đây, giáo sư Ian Chin đến từ trường Đại học Myongji sẽ trình bày về kế hoạch thiết kế và vận hành các chương trình giáo dục game do chính phủ chỉ đạo. Vì giáo sư Ian Chin không thể trực tiếp tham dự ngày hôm nay, nên bài giảng này sẽ được chiếu qua video. Xin mời quý vị cùng theo dõi.
Hello, my name is Yoonjin Lee. Thank you for inviting me as a speaker for the 2024 Global Conference on Virtual Convergence Economy. I apologize for not being able to join you in person due to prior commitments. The topic of my lecture today is Design and Operation Plan for a Successful Government-Led Game Education Program. I would like to share the insights I have gained from designing and operating government-led game education programs since 2016. Let me start by introducing myself. Currently, I am a full-time professor in the AI Game Software Department at Myongji College, and I also serve as a full-time professor at the Game Institute under the Korea Creative Content Agency, which is part of the Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism. In addition, I am a board member and rating committee member at the Game Rating and Administration Committee under the Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism, where I evaluate and assign ratings to games every week. I began my career as a game developer and have contributed to the development of well-known games such as Lineage 2, Mabinogi Heroes, and Guild Wars 2. My role primarily focused on 3D game environments, including modeling background assets like buildings and natural elements, as well as level design, lighting installation, and the overall game environment setup using game engines. In 2016, by chance, I joined the Gyeonggi Content Agency, where I took on the task of creating a game academy to support entrepreneurship, marking my involvement in government initiatives. Today, I would like to share my experiences and insights gained from designing and operating educational programs aimed at advancing the game industry as promoted by the government. First, I will share my experience of creating and operating the Gyeonggi Game Academy, a startup support academy under the Gyeonggi Content Agency. Second, I will discuss my experiences in developing and teaching curricula at the Korea Creative Content Agency's Game Talent Academy. Through these experiences, I will highlight the key factors to consider for the successful operation of government-led game education programs. First, let me talk about the Gyeonggi Game Academy under the Gyeonggi Content Agency. The Gyeonggi Game Academy, the only startup-focused game academy in Korea, opened in 2016. At that time, Gyeonggi Province wanted to establish a game academy, but not one focused on teaching general game development skills. Instead, they aimed to create an academy for small indie game companies. Since there was no such educational institution in existence, there was a lot of uncertainty about how to structure it. Gyeonggi Content Agency consulted with several experts, but they couldn't decide how to structure the academy, and as a result, the academy remained unestablished for over a year. Education experts focused only on the academy structure from the perspective of training in areas like 3D modeling, C#, C++, and Unity game engines, while entrepreneurship experts focused solely on aspects like taxation and accounting in relation to startup education. As a result, the academy drifted aimlessly for over a year, with the business implementation deadline steadily approaching. They initially announced a call for full-time professors, but due to the lack of suitable candidates, they had to make a second announcement. At that time, I had been occasionally teaching at universities while working at game companies like NCSoft and Nexon Korea. The Gyeonggi Content Agency recognized my experience in both game development and game education and selected me as a full-time professor. I was then tasked with the challenging and somewhat daunting project of creating an academy for indie game companies, something that had never existed before, within just 2 months. As soon as I took on the task, I had to design and start operating the academy within 2 months, according to the project timeline set by the government. Only certain aspects were defined, such as providing 6 months of education per cohort, offering development funding, and providing development spaces and PCs. Everyone was simply looking at me. I believed that the first priority should be to clearly define the goals of the education and the target audience. After that, I researched existing education and support programs to develop a unique curriculum for the Gyeonggi Game Academy. I visualized what the goals of the Gyeonggi Game Academy should be and what outcomes the game startups, as the trainees, could achieve through this education. Afterward, I defined the scope of the target audience. The document displayed on the screen is one I wrote at the time. First, from the perspective of startup development companies, I listed the goals in a top-down approach. The first priority, to start a startup game company successfully and securely, was excluded because it would be difficult to see the effects of game development training based on this premise. The second priority, to acquire professional game development skills and gain the confidence to start a game company, became the primary goal. As a result, the target audience was defined as developers, including aspiring developers, with 1 to 5 years of game development experience who were aiming to start their own business. The goals, target audience, definition of the education, and educational methods for the Gyeonggi Game Academy that were derived are outlined in the content on the screen. This program targets game developers with 1 to 5 years of development experience, aspiring developers with game project experience, as well as university graduates and students on leave. The curriculum includes both game development and entrepreneurship education, structured in phases. Ultimately, the goal of this program is to enhance the development capabilities of game developers and guide them towards stable entrepreneurship. Afterward, I developed a detailed plan for the curriculum, and during this process, I realized that game startups needed someone fixed in each development area to manage and discuss the projects in a stable manner. So I selected developers with expertise in planning, programming, and art, and had them jointly manage the projects of the game startups. I also gave them the title of adjunct professors to ensure they managed the projects with a greater sense of responsibility. The designed educational program is as shown on the screen. The program was divided into 3 phases of 2 months each: development, entrepreneurship, and service. It included not only game development training, but also comprehensive education on writing press releases, advertising and marketing strategies, taxation, accounting, and more, all implemented in sequence. This is an excerpt from my interview. If we only teach how to develop games, developers will face unexpected challenges when trying to establish a real game company. At the Gyeonggi Game Academy, experts actively working in the industry provide not only game development education, but also guidance on essential aspects of running a game company, such as taxation, HR, marketing, and writing press releases. After the program ends, teams selected as outstanding through an evaluation process receive a prize of 10 million KRW, along with an additional year of support. First, let me introduce a program I created and operated uniquely. When I worked in game companies, we held weekly presentations to discuss what each department had accomplished. This helped develop a comprehensive understanding of the entire game development process. Building on that experience, I implemented a system where game startups presented their project progress every 2 weeks. This allowed them to share their progress, identify problems early, and quickly find solutions. Additionally, presenting their work helped improve their presentation skills by organizing and articulating their ideas. Through these showcase sessions, game startups became more focused on development. They strived to show more progress in the next presentation by pushing themselves further. Most importantly, these showcase presentations allowed all professors to share their thoughts on each game startup's project, helping us decide the direction each project should take moving forward. The second unique program I created and operated is called Knowledge Sharing. During the knowledge sharing sessions, participants were asked to organize and present things they had learned while developing, or special skills and techniques they had expertise in. Since many game startups have their own areas of specialization, the knowledge sharing sessions allowed them to share their expertise with others. Topics could range from new Unity engine updates to solutions for issues encountered when uploading to stores. Anything and everything was shared. The scene on the screen shows a knowledge sharing session where participants are discussing ways to keep game users engaged for longer periods of time. Through these knowledge sharing sessions, developers could listen to and learn about other people's areas of expertise. Since they were working in the same space, they could also continuously receive help related to their own work. However, one thing I realized while creating the structure and educational program for the Gyeonggi Game Academy is that, above all, loneliness is the biggest challenge for game startups. According to the article shown on the screen, starting a business requires personal sacrifice, and the isolation felt by startups has been shown in research to negatively impact mental health, decision-making abilities, and ultimately, productivity and business performance. In a lecture by Han Dae-hoon, who succeeded as a solo game developer, he shared that when people around him said, It must be great to develop on your own and do whatever you want. He explained that in reality, developing solo was incredibly difficult. He mentioned that while working at a company, even if he took a short break, the game development would still progress. But as a solo developer, if he took a break, the entire development would come to a halt, which added a lot of pressure. Moreover, he described solo game development as a lonely task, like walking alone in a barren wasteland, and that the isolation was an unsolved problem throughout the development process. The triangle you see on the screen represents Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is a theory that most of you are familiar with. According to this theory, each level of needs must be fully satisfied before moving on to the next one, starting from the lower levels and progressing upward. This theory is one of the foundational principles I referred to while structuring and operating the academy. When joining a company, the basic needs are fulfilled, and individuals begin to experience growth needs. However, the moment one leaves a company, the needs for belonging and security, as well as even lower-level needs, are left unmet. My conclusion is that while the surface-level development or entrepreneurship education programs provided by the government may be helpful, for game startups who are fundamentally lacking in basic needs such as belonging, security, and even the more essential aspects of survival like stability and protection, emotional stability must be addressed first. Without this, education on development or entrepreneurship is unlikely to be effective. Therefore, at the Gyeonggi Game Academy, while there are development and entrepreneurship education programs, we also frequently created and operated various programs, both big and small, to help game startups feel a sense of belonging and stability. We actively included activities in the program such as board game play, monthly birthday parties, playing new games together, game jam events, workshops, refreshments, company dinners, and more. Additionally, by sharing the progress of the projects being developed, such as through showcases and knowledge-sharing sessions, we fostered an environment where everyone could develop together. We also created a comfortable development environment by keeping the workspace open 24 hours a day, both weekdays and weekends, allowing developers to immerse themselves in game development anytime and anywhere. What you see on the screen is an interview with the representative of a game startup from the Gyeonggi Game Academy. Usually, small development teams or solo developers don't have the opportunity to hear others' opinions, which can narrow their perspective. But here, seeing the efforts of other teams motivated me, and since everyone is an expert, I received objective feedback, which was very helpful. Additionally, when working on development, there are times when the results are so good that you feel like shouting in excitement. If it were another office, complaints would have come immediately. But here, everyone shouted together, which made the development process even more exciting. While many games have shown results, here are 4 that stand out. First up is Trick Art of Dungeon. It swept the Gaming Awards in 2018. Second is Grow Missile. It surpassed 1 million downloads and generated 400 million won in revenue. The third is Motor Solo. Motor Solo means never having dated a member of the opposite sex, which won the 2021 Korean Game Indie Game Award. It also has a very good rating on Steam. Last but not least is Sanabi, which won the 2022 Korean Indie Game Award. It is published by NeoWiz, a large company.
이은진 교수님 발표 감사합니다.
Xin cảm ơn bài phát biểu của giáo sư Y Eun-jin.
오늘 글로벌 창업 경진 대회에 참석해 주신 모든 분들께 진심으로 감사드립니다. 오늘 저희가 소개해 드리는 행사는 국내외 대학생들의 ICT 분야 창업 열정을 불태울 흥미진진한 대회입니다. 이번 행사의 주요 목적은 크게 3가지로 나눌 수 있습니다.
Chúng tôi xin chân thành cảm ơn tất cả những thí sinh đã tham dự cuộc thi khởi nghiệp toàn cầu ngày hôm nay. Sự kiện chúng tôi mang đến hôm nay là một cuộc thi thú vị, khơi dậy niềm đam mê khởi nghiệp trong lĩnh vực công nghệ thông tin cho sinh viên đại học trong và ngoài nước. Mục tiêu chính của sự kiện này có thể được chia thành 3 nội dung chính như sau.
이은진 교수님 발표로 오는 그 컨퍼런스 마무리하겠습니다. 그 다음 이벤트 그 글로벌 창업 경진 대회 시상식으로 그 지금 바로 시작하겠습니다.
Dạ vâng, với bài phát biểu của giáo sư Yi Eun Chin, chúng tôi xin phép được kết thúc diễn đàn hội tụ ảo Hàn Quốc Việt Nam 2024 tại đây. Và tiếp theo thì lễ trao giải cho cuộc thi khởi nghiệp toàn cầu sẽ diễn ra.
안녕하십니까 여러분. 오늘 글로벌 창업 경진 대회에 참석해 주신 모든 분들께 진심으로 감사드립니다. 오늘 저희가 소개해 드릴 행사는 국내외 대학생들의 ICT 분야 창업 열정을 불태울 흥미진진한 대회입니다. 이번 행사의 주요 목적은 크게 세 가지로 나눌 수 있습니다.
Dạ vâng, chúng tôi xin chân thành cảm ơn tất cả những thí sinh đã tham dự cuộc thi khởi nghiệp toàn cầu lần này. Sự kiện chúng tôi mang đến ngày hôm nay là một cuộc thi thú vị, khơi dậy niềm đam mê khởi nghiệp trong lĩnh vực công nghệ thông tin cho các sinh viên đại học trong và ngoài nước. Mục tiêu chính của sự kiện này có thể được chia thành 3 nội dung chính như sau.
첫째, 한국은 비롯한 전 세계 대학생들을 대상으로 ICT 분야, 특히 게임, AR, VR, 메타버스 앱 개발에 관심 있는 인재들의 창의적인 아이디어를 발굴하고자 합니다. 우수한 창업 아이템에는 포상이 주어져 젊은 인재들의 도전 정신을 격려할 예정입니다.
Đầu tiên, lấy đối tượng tham gia là sinh viên đại học ở Hàn Quốc và trên thế giới. Chúng tôi mong muốn tìm ra được những ý tưởng sáng tạo từ các anh tài có quan tâm nhiều đến lĩnh vực công nghệ thông tin, đặc biệt là mảng game, AR, VR, Metaverse và phát triển ứng dụng. Phần thưởng sẽ được trao cho các hạng mục khởi nghiệp xuất sắc nhằm khuyến khích tinh thần thử thách của các tài năng trẻ.
둘째, 세계적인 대학, 기업, 연구기관의 전문가들을 조정해 신간 미디어 분야의 최신 기술과 산업 동향에 대한 강연을 제공합니다. 이를 통해 참가 학생들은 글로벌 시장의 흐름을 파악하고 자신의 아이디어를 더욱 발전시킬 수 있는 기회를 갖게 될 것입니다.
Mục tiêu thứ hai của chúng tôi là mời các chuyên gia từ các trường đại học, doanh nghiệp và viện nghiên cứu đẳng cấp thế giới đến thuyết giảng về các công nghệ và xu hướng mới nhất trong lĩnh vực truyền thông thực tế ảo. Thông qua đó, các sinh viên tham gia sẽ có thêm cơ hội nắm bắt xu hướng thị trường toàn cầu và phát triển hơn nữa ý tưởng của chính mình.
마지막으로 국내외 유수의 대학, 기업, 연구기관 관계자들의 멘토링 통해 참가들의 창업 아이템을 한 단계 더 발전시키고 실제 사업화로 이어질 수 있도록 지원합니다. 이는 단순한 아이디어 격려는 넘어 신진적인 창업으로 이어지는 든든한 발판이 될 것입니다.
Mục tiêu cuối cùng là chúng tôi cung cấp hỗ trợ để giúp người tham gia phát triển các hạng mục khởi nghiệp của bản thân lên một tầm cao mới và dẫn đến thương mại hóa thực tế thông qua sự cố vấn của các đại biểu đến từ các trường đại học, doanh nghiệp và viện nghiên cứu trong và ngoài nước. Điều này vượt lên trên cả một cuộc thi ý tưởng đơn thuần và đóng vai trò là nền tảng vững chắc để bắt đầu triển khai khởi nghiệp thực tế.
이번 행사는 단순한 경진 대회를 넘어 글로벌 네트워킹의 장이 될 것입니다. 참가자들은 자신의 창업 결과물을 공유하며 국제적인 협업 기회를 모색할 수 있습니다. 이를 통해 참가 학생들의 글로벌 역량이 한층 강화될 것으로 기대됩니다. ICT 분야에서 미래를 이끌어갈 젊은 인재들의 열정과 창의력이 빛나는 이번 행사, 여러분 많은 관심과 참여 부탁드립니다. 지금까지 행사 소개를 해드렸습니다.
Sự kiện lần này sẽ không chỉ đơn giản là một cuộc tranh tài mà sẽ trở thành nơi kết nối giao lưu toàn cầu. Những người tham gia có thể chia sẻ kết quả khởi nghiệp của bản thân và khám phá các cơ hội hợp tác quốc tế. Thông qua đó, chúng ta có thể kỳ vọng vào năng lực toàn cầu của các sinh viên tham dự cuộc thi sẽ được tăng cường hơn nữa. Sự kiện này sẽ tỏa sáng nhờ niềm đam mê và sự sáng tạo của những tài năng trẻ, những người sẽ dẫn đầu tương lai trong lĩnh vực công nghệ thông tin truyền thông. Chúng tôi mong quý vị dành nhiều sự quan tâm đến cuộc thi này và đây là những nội dung chính của cuộc thi mà chúng tôi muốn gửi đến quý vị.
이어서 첫 번째 순서로 위정현 의장님의 개회사가 있겠습니다. 위정현 의장님은 단상으로 모시겠습니다.
Tiếp theo sẽ có bài phát biểu khai mạc lễ trao giải của Chủ tịch Lee Chong-hyun. Xin mời ông lên sân khấu.
Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, we have done the global conference on yes, in the morning and afternoon, and also as we are now doing the global startup competition. As you know, the startup is a very hot issue and very important, yes, in global society. So, as especially the student, yes, the college student, and also the young, the persons in 20s, who are eager to participate in this kind of social problems, such as I mentioned in my keynote, climate change, and also some carbon reduction, and also the waste problem, and also the traffic, the congestion, and so many. Yes, I come to understand that through this kind of startup competition, not only is my country but also Vietnam, and also through the hackathon in so many countries. As I come to understand that there's so many the young people eager to participate in, and also just want make a solution to solve, to fix this kind of global problems, global the difficulties of human society. So yes, also as this time, I'm so delighted that there's so many teams participate in this competition. And also, as majority of the artworks from the student, because this is competition from the college student, for the college student, the quality is very high. And also, I'm so satisfied that I was so delighted, I'm so happy, because the student, the idea is very sharp and also very smart. So not only this year, as I will continue this kind of global competition through the year, and also I want to push my student to make a smart idea and also smart solution for the global society. And I once again the student your effort to say thank you, and also I hope this stage would be this wonderful stage to show and to your art, your work, your achievement, the persons in the living in the global society. Okay, thank you.
위정현 의장님 감사합니다.
Xin cảm ơn bài phát biểu của ông Lee Jong-hyun.
이어서 본 행사의 기념 영상을 상영하도록 하겠습니다.
Tiếp theo chúng tôi sẽ trình chiếu một đoạn video kỷ niệm về sự kiện này.
이번 경진 대회에 합격하신 학생들은 단상으로 올라와 주시기 바랍니다.
잠시만 기다려주세요. mời các bạn sinh viên tham gia cuộc thi lần này bước lên trên sân khấu ạ.
학생들의 결과물을 5분 동안 수정하도록 하겠습니다. 미린 여러분 QR코드로 접속해 주시기 바랍니다.
Dạ vâng, sau đây thì chúng ta sẽ có 5 phút. Kính mời quý vị đại biểu tham quan các thành quả của các bạn sinh viên ở trong cuộc thi lần này. Như đã hướng dẫn lúc ban đầu ạ, vui lòng sử dụng mã QR hoặc link liên kết trên thẻ tên để tham quan phòng triển lãm trưng bày các thành quả của các bạn.
Thank you for giving me a chance to present my idea today. And I'm going to talk about the deepfake preventing filter that can be deployed to the various of industry fields. This is the content of my presentation. First, I'm going to talk about the background of the project, and I'm going to talk about the solutions that can be provided to our clients. And third one is the market analytics. I want to tell you why this service, this model is needed. And I'm going to talk about how can I gain profit from this business model. And I'm going to briefly talk about my demonstration. So the background of the project, the main reason for my project is to resolve the problem happening from the prevailing deepfake crime in the world. So I identified this crime into two categories. The first one is the fraud, the second one is the actual crime. The fraud is
Pet-friendly
some
travel is on
crimes
the
like
rise,
identity
with Jeju
tampering or
Island
the
as
fake
the top
news.
destination.
And the actual crime
According
is
to a recent survey,
some kind of sexual crime or financial crime that can be happened using the deepfake models. And for the solution, like we can provide users a
524 out of 1,000 pet owners have already visited Jeju with their pets. So we have chosen to target dog owners, as dogs are the most common pets in Korea, specifically those who want to travel to Jeju Island with their pets. And we have focused on what is the reason half of the respondents haven't traveled to Jeju Island yet. For many, the reason was the lack of information on pet-friendly locations. Is it really that there's not enough information? If you search pet-friendly on any map application, you'll find many options. So what is the real issue? We believe the root of the problem is fragmented information. Living in Jeju with a dog myself, I often need to check each location to see if it's pet-friendly. Not only does information vary across platforms, but sometimes it's conflicting. This makes trip planning difficult. My dog, who is now 15 years old, was even denied entry at a pet hotel due to his age. Situations like this show that pets can face restriction based on certain conditions, and new environments can cause stress if they are not pet appropriate. Some initiatives are in place to address fragmentation. For example, Jeju's 혼자 없어게 project considerates pet-friendly information.
Let me introduce.
시청 시간이 5분 초과했죠. 이런 부분에 대해서 양해 부탁드리겠습니다. 지금부터 시상식이 진행된 예정입니다.
Dạ vâng, sau khi đã tham quan các thành quả của các bạn sinh viên và ngay sau đây sẽ là lễ trao giải chính thức, xin được phép bắt đầu.
이번 시상식에서는 그랜프라이 중앙대학교 총장상 1명, 골드프라이 한국게임학회 회장상 1명, 실버프라이 한국 메타버스 산업협회 협회장상 1명, 브론프라이 중앙대학교 신감미디어 혁신융합대학교 사업단장상 4명으로 시상한 예정입니다. 시상식은 발표와 함께 시상자들의 프로젝트 하이라이트 영상이 같이 상영될 예정입니다. 많은 박수 부탁드리겠습니다.
Dạ vâng, sau đây sẽ là những cái giải thưởng mà chúng ta sẽ trao ngày hôm nay. Đầu tiên là giải đặc biệt xuất sắc thuộc về trường Đại học Trung An, giải vàng thuộc về Hiệp hội Game Hàn Quốc, giải bạc thuộc về Hiệp hội Công nghiệp Metaverse Hàn Quốc, giải đồng thuộc về chương trình Đại học Hội tụ đổi mới truyền thông thực tế ảo của trường Đại học Trung An. Tại lễ trao giải, các video nổi bật về dự án của những người đạt giải sẽ được trình chiếu cùng với các bài thuyết trình. Xin quý vị cho một tràng pháo tay.
자, 지금부터 발표하겠습니다.
Và bây giờ chúng tôi sẽ tiến hành công bố và trao giải.
네, 지금부터 발표 시작하겠습니다. Bronze Prize, Team Salala, Project Transparency. This team has developed a project that empowers donors to transparently track their contributions, helping to rebuild trust in charitable platform. Congratulations. Now, second bronze prize. The project team name is Arumi from University Gaemyeong. This team has developed an app that uses AR Pass to understand the challenges faced by solo living students and helps improve their daily habits. Congratulations. Third bronze prize is the Team Story Tracker from the project The Tale of Dan Hyang from University Kyunghee. Team Story Tracker has developed an AR spin-off of the traditional Korean folktale, Chunyang, effectively integrating tourism elements from the story's real locations. Congratulations. Final bronze prize is from Passport, the University of Gaeon, University of Art and Design. This app is designed to assist with AI-based digital heritage organization by filtering and managing personal data, helping users enjoy a safer digital lifestyles. Congratulations. Now I'm gonna announce silver prize. The first silver prize is going to be won by Drive On, the University of Jeonju, Baichai, Gawon Art and Design University. Drive On is a service that helps prevent pedal misidentifications, addressing the increasing number of accidents by sending real-time alerts to users' mobile device. Congratulations. Next silver prize is Team Project Vivid Gallery from University Chunghang. Vivid Gallery designed an immersive exhibition presented in AR, a platform that provides a richer experience by addressing the shortcoming of existing VR exhibitions. Congratulations. Now, third silver prize will be for Team Reckless. Project name is Mindies from University PTIT. The Reckless team introduced Mindies, an app that uses AI to effectively manage mental health and improve access to resources. Congratulations. Now I'm gonna announce one gold prize. The gold prize is won by the project Buzzy Wizzy from the University President University. Buzzy Wizzy is a game studio that creates engaging story-driven games that improves learning through players' interactions and educational quizzes. Congratulations. Okay, finally, I'm gonna announce the grand prize. The winner will be AI Persona Partner, the University of Chunghang. Their innovative project focuses on reducing the psychological distance in communication through personalized worldview. The team has developed a cutting-edge AI character solution that enhances users' interactions and creates engaging experience. Congratulations.
모든 시상식을 마치겠습니다.
Dạ vâng, và đến đây là chúng ta sẽ kết thúc cái buổi lễ ngày hôm nay.
이것으로 2024년 한 베트남 가상융합 포럼의 모든 일정이 마무리되었습니다. 다시 한번 바쁘신 와중에도 이번 컨퍼런스에 참가해 주신 여러분께 깊은 감사의 말씀을 드립니다. 감사합니다.
Như vậy, Diễn đàn Hội tụ ảo Hàn Quốc Việt Nam 2024 đã chính thức khép lại. Một lần nữa xin bày tỏ lòng biết ơn sâu sắc nhất tới tất cả các quý vị đại biểu cùng các vị quan khách đã sắp xếp thời gian tham gia hội nghị lần này. Xin chân thành cảm ơn và hẹn gặp lại quý vị.
인터뷰. 학생 저거